Oh, hold on. All right. What is up, everyone? I'm actually really surprised that that worked. Apparently, it said that my stream wasn't working, but I guess it did. So the intro was cut a little bit short, but welcome everyone to Afro and the Scorp Afro Go Solo Edition. But I'm not really going solo because I have a special
Nah,
guest today.
I'm here. He saw me in the trenches, and I thought he was going to no man's land. I went, nah, I got you, I got you. You gotta have a magic user by your side.
Oh hell yeah! Oh no, exactly. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm a strength build. Okay,
Yeah,
like I am I'm a strength build 100%. Um, and that's what I'm always gonna call myself as because like I don't need to do much magic if I can just bonk you in the head hard enough. You know what I mean?
me, I have the things where I'm just like, I'm not gonna be confrontational. I'm just gonna like do my magic so I can get away. Whoa, look at that giant dragon! As I find out it's an illusion, I'm already gone.
No, absolutely. We are. This is definitely the fantasy settings for sure. But no, hey, we got some stuff we want to talk about. I don't know what the hell. I just got a weird ass text message. Um, but we're gonna be talking a lot here today, and this, it's been a bit. I want to first, before we delve in, I want to talk about the hype today. Okay, before we talk about probably things we might be little divided on,
Hold on.
and spoilers ahead for Deadpool 3. So anybody who's listening to this, just so you
Oh
know,
yeah, it's a
Deadpool
spoiler
3,
warning. Hold
spoiler
on. I don't know
warning.
if I'm gonna get kicked out of the stream or not, but I'm gonna try and log in so I can stream this too. So if
Okay.
I get kicked out, that's probably why. But keep going. Don't let me distract you. Hopefully it won't.
Right.
Maybe. I think we'll
Like,
find out. I can still hear you, so that's good.
no, exactly.
Okay.
That's the
Whoo.
main
Okay.
point.
Okay.
Okay, he
Okay.
got it. He got it. So
Um.
we are going to be talking, like I said, Deadpool 3. I am excited to talk about this. We went to this on Tuesday. Uh, and my wonderful wife, like we went on a date and went and watched this
I
movie.
see. I didn't go on a date with a significant other. I went on a date with my best friend.
No, that's fair. Like I when I went, I was very happy. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna let it all out right now. Oh, we lost him for a second. He should be back in. He should be back in a moment here. But we are just. It happens every once in a while. Everyone, it happens every once in a while. I mean, right now I'm in the middle of a storm, so we also don't have the greatest connection. Um, and that always kind of sucks. That always kind of sucks when that happens. But we looks like we got him back up on stage here. We're gonna bring him back. Oh, we got him back. Oh, there we go.
Sorry
There,
about that. So like I said, I was trying to sign into my account for SteamYard,
no,
and I didn't know it was gonna like temporarily make me leave.
oh yeah, no, yeah. You all good. Um, like that's all good. That's all good. So
Yes.
we're gonna start here with Deadpool 3. I'm like I said right off the bat. I'm gonna ask you your thoughts about it because I'm gonna go hardcore into this.
All right.
So what did you think? I would say, what do you think
God.
of the game itself or the movie?
There
The
we go.
movie.
The movie. Okay, so we gave the spoiler alert, right?
We
Spoiler
gave
warning.
the
Okay.
spoiler.
Okay. Um. So the movie just in well, first of all, the beginning of it, the intro, kind of threw. Like I knew there was gonna make some kind of reference to Logan and just Wolverine just like digging up a grave in denial, like, oh yeah, he's not dead, and then it goes from him just like using Wolverine's skeleton to kill the TVA agents while listening to and dancing to NSYNC, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah. No,
Um,
absolutely.
and then the thing that like blew my mind was the well, first the villain cameos, but also the three hero cameos with that being Elektra, Blade, and the Gambit.
Right. There was, it's funny because there's a guy that I work with that was like, watch the movie, and he's like, you got to watch it, and then he started spoiling it for me, so I had to tell him to shut up.
Yeah,
But I when I was watching when I was watching it, I freaked at the fact of seeing Wesley Snipes again. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like seeing Wesley Snipes blew my goddamn
I
mind.
had I had my best friend next to me, and he was freaking the fuck out. Oh, am I able to stream this now since I'm signed in?
Well, you should be able to.
There we go. All right, all right. But yeah, my one friend who shares the Yin Yang channel with me.
Hmm.
I had him flipping like as soon as like Wesley Snipe popped up, he spazzed the fuck out. Like he was astounded.
Oh yeah, no, I was too. I was mind blown. Like I was mind blown to see like Wesley Snipes. Okay, you know what I mean? Like that is
Yeah.
none of us. I don't think any of us expected to see Wesley Snipes. Like, and you know what? I'm happy with it too because Wesley Snipes is. I mean, that is Blade. For those who don't know, who may have never watched any of the Blade movies, Wesley Snipes is Blade, vampire, I believe, isn't he? Or vampire hunter?
Yes, he is a little bit of both. He, from what I remember or know, he's a vampire, but he also hunts down like evil he hunts down evil vampires. He
Okay,
is what's considered a daywalker because unlike normal vampires, he can actually go out, in the daylight.
right. So I mean that part right there is absolutely dope. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, it was hard to hold my excitement in when I saw that. Like,
The
which I'm
the
glad because for those who also don't know, I believe 20th Century Fox was the one who did a lot of those the movies.
Yes, because what was it? Mostly the cameos you see are the nods and the kind of like final goodbye to the Fox Studios, because Elektra, Blade, those were from the Fox universe. You had the villains from the Fox universe, and then Channing Tatum's Gambit was so there was before Fox. Uh, or before Disney bought Fox, they were in talk of making a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum. And after Disney bought Fox, all the movies they had planned got either shelved or canned. And that Gambit movie was one of them.
Like, no, exactly. All right. Oh, yeah, Black Scorpio saying hello. Um, I'm glad to have you up, though. I'm glad to have you here. But no, I definitely feel that. Like, and it's weird because I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know a lot of people were like when I heard the Channing Tatum, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you thought this. I thought this. I was like, I just can't see Channing Tatum being a character like that. You know?
Yeah, no. So what happened was it was one of those like I think Deadpool just gave Channing Tatum that retribution because what happened was like they had I think it was they had everything planned. They had the cast, they had the crew, they had the script, and then it was after Disney bought Fox. It was just they scrapped it, and it was just like they dangled it in front of Tatum, and then it just went up. Oh, too bad. Never mind. We got a new direction. And Ryan Reynolds just gave Tatum the opportunity that he should have got a while back ago.
Which I'm
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Now I'm gonna be honest and say I'm not the biggest Channing Tatum fan. I think he's pretty good. But I'm not like the biggest oh
Oh,
my god
I
fan of Channing
when
Tatum.
when I see him, I only think of Jump Street, especially with the one scene with Jonah Hill and Ice Cube.
That's definitely fair. Like
The funniest though is on the topic of with the three heroes when Blade makes an appearance and Deadpool hits him with the "I thought you were retired," and he's like, "You say retarded?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. I'm in the void. I'm not trying to get canceled."
just for the
And
yeah,
then
just so you guys know that is actually part of the movie. So
and then
don't hate me for that one.
what was it? And then Blade was like, "I don't like you." And when Deadpool was like, it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, you never have, which is, I guess, when they made Blade, like, I guess him and Ryan didn't get along very well.
Which
And
is,
I didn't
I
know that
mean,
until I
that's
see
fair.
videos about it.
I,
It was
I
funny.
I remember right. I did think that was what's his name? I didn't think that they did get along anyways. Like I heard he was actually really difficult to get along with.
Mm-hmm.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
It's
thought.
why they parted ways, and Wesley, we didn't see a lot of Wesley Snipe. It was just him in the studio just couldn't agree on stuff.
Really. That
Now,
tells, I mean, that kind of tells you something. That's kind of weird.
mhm.
Um,
Now the one cameo where it's the part where Deadpool is going through different universes looking for Wolverines. When he gets to the one with the OG suit, not the OG suit, but the suit where he fought the Hulk in, and you see that brief glimpse of the Hulk. Did you notice the line that Deadpool said?
no, I don't remember.
Okay, so he said it really fast. It's a blink and you miss it moment. I heard it the second time I watched it, and so before Hulk goes and hits him, he goes, "I am Marvel Jesus, you foul creature, and I will not be." And then he just smacks him because he was quoting like how Loki said to Hulk in
Oh,
the Avengers movie.
that's awesome. I love that.
Uh,
Yeah, it's just
oh,
you can't hate this movie. I'm not
oh
gonna lie.
no, you can.
Like you can't. I would say. I mean, I think I was seeing some things talking about how the villain, right,
Hmm.
Cassandra Nova, and they're like,
Yeah,
oh my god, Cassandra Nova shows that you don't have to have suit like to be jacked and to have to be a terrifying villain. And I'm like, one, nobody says that. I was like, two, we all know that a terrifying villain, like Charles Xavier, if Charles Xavier decided to say screw it, that's horrifying.
hmm,
So I was like, anyone who was like, oh well, if he needs, we need to prove that you can have terrifying villains that aren't jacked. Nobody says that.
yeah,
So I kind of laughed a little bit when I read that. But I don't know. I feel like it was just one of those like silly like trying to get a gotcha moment out of it.
yeah. Uh,
But
mm.
I definitely I found it very enjoyable.
Now, what did you think about the one thing? There were two cameo. Well, the one cameo and the one prediction cameo I had. So at first I was a little bit shocked that Patch wasn't like there was no Daniel Radcliffe. Like I don't full loop there. However, the surprise cameo when it was the cavalry or the cavalrine, that's the one that blew my mind. With Henry Cavill as
Oh
Wolverine.
yeah, no. Henry Cavill as well. Was Henry Cavill supposed to play Wolverine or something at some point?
He he was supposed to. It was either him. No, it was him. But then he couldn't do it because schedule conflict. And he suggested somebody else. I know it was either he suggested somebody else or it was Henry Cavill who was stuck in the middle of scheduling conflict because of Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But it was either Henry or the other dude that recommended Hugh Jackman for the role.
For way back when, Wolverine way back when?
Hmm.
Really?
So
He would have
before.
been a really young Wolverine then.
Hmm.
Huh.
I may be mistaken.
I
Don't
don't know
quote
what
me
to
on it,
say.
but I
Like,
know like way back when it was either Henry Cavill or it might have been somebody else, but like they couldn't get to them, so the guy recommended Hugh Jackman, which is hilarious because there was when Hugh Jackman was going to, because this was either in an interview that he had or it was something that he said in a video where he was showing up to film his first scene for the very first X-Men movie, and he almost got arrested because the filming took place. I think it was either in Canada or it was outside of Canada, and
mm,
his visa, I guess, wasn't up to date or something. And he got like detained. But then the cop that detained him was a huge Wolverine fan, and they kind of just let him go.
damn, that's crazy. Like
Wow.
that's so that kind of shit to me is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely say that the um the overall, I would say that it's a really good time. If anyone's ever wanted, have any questions about any of like the DC or the Marvel movie, excuse me, um, yeah, go check out like Deadpool. Please.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely like it's a 20 out of 10 for me.
Oh yeah,
Definitely recommend it.
I'd say it's definitely 100% worth your time. Like it's 100% worth your time. It's a fantastic movie. Um,
They even
you
pay
just won't you won't have a bad time with it.
homage in the midst of the credits. Because remember how back in the olden days, with the credits, they had all the bloopers and behind the scenes when the credits rolled. That was
Hey,
another
watch
cool
it,
thing that
buddy.
I like.
I'm pretty old myself. You're saying the olden days, like I felt that,
Oh
but
my bad.
no, like because you know what's really funny. You know who actually did that a long time ago?
Huh.
Toy Story.
Oh my god. Not just Toy Story, but the company
Bug,
that made it,
yeah,
Pixar.
Pixar. A bug. They would do all those kind of little jokes and stuff, and I miss those. I love those. I'm not gonna lie to
They
you.
gotta bring that back.
They really do. It was.
Mm. The main important cameo that flipped me out, that like caught me off guard, was Johnny Storm.
Oh yeah.
Because at first I was just like, "Oh, cool! It's like a variant of Captain America." And I was like, "Oh, this Captain's got a mouth." And he
No,
goes
I kind
flame
of
on, and
noticed
I'm
it.
like, "What the fuck?"
I will say I did notice it. I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
100%. That was just what was not expecting. Um, but I'm not gonna complain either. Seeing seeing him as Johnny Storm, I thought was hilarious.
I had a few. I think it was two, three of my friends I talked to about this, and I didn't notice it.
Oh, they
So
didn't.
when no, the part I'm about to say. So it's when they get in the fortress to confront Cassandra Nova, and yeah, no, I almost said Kane.
Is that right? I want to say Cassandra Cain as well.
I don't know why, unless it was
Probably because Cassandra Cain is just more recognizable.
yeah, but when she talks about like a wannabe like magician that came into the void, besides having the sling ring on her throne that she sits on, she has the cloak of levitation.
Oh damn! Oh, you did say that, didn't she? Did say that there was other
Ye-
Doctor Stranges.
Yeah, and I didn't notice it that well. I noticed a glance of it because my brain was like, "Is that Clokey?" And then my second attempt at my second watch through, I was like, "That bitch took fucking Clokey."
That bitch took. Is that his name, Clokey?
No, that's just what I call him.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, is his name really Clokey?
No. But it's Doctor Strange's cloak, but I just call it Clokey.
Right. Oh,
As
I didn't
a
even realize
Doctor
that.
Strange card, as a Doctor Strange variant that's bald because I have to deal with kids. Clokey's all I got, and he makes me tear my head out or tear my hair out.
Oh yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie. Overall, I thought that was really like Cassandra Cain was a pretty cool villain.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be like no, she was pretty cool. Like I think there wasn't I wasn't like oh my god like freaking out. It wasn't like nothing that made me like wow or nothing. But she was good. Like she served her purpose just fine.
I
Um, it
I
was
had a feeling she was gonna make an appearance because I was watching prediction videos, and that was one of the theories about who the main villain was gonna be. Well,
oh
and then they revealed it too in the trailer, I believe.
yeah, they did. Which I don't know. Overall, I like Cassandra Cain. Or oh my god, Dan, I
I,
did too.
as a villain, I definitely liked her. I think she did good.
I didn't think she was that bad at all. Um, Nothing that like blew me away, but it wasn't terrible either.
Hmm.
So I would say overall it was good. Like it was just a really good movie. I think I've heard people be like, "Oh
Like
my god, this is what's gonna change Marvel and bring Marvel back to relevance." No, it's
the
not.
way I was gonna say, the way somebody put it was Deadpool and Wolverine was it was what Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I can get on board with that. Like it was just, and the thing with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness that I really did not like was the fact that it didn't, honestly, one, we never really went to the multiverse. We saw like a cameo of the multiverse, but never
Yeah,
felt like we
because
went in.
like what we saw was it was I remember if I remember it was we saw them just like travel through it and then they landed in one universe and then that was all we saw.
Yeah, pretty much. That part kind of really bothered me because it
Yeah,
didn't feel like we really went
because
anywhere.
at least with Deadpool and Wolverine, we saw like Deadpool he actually like went to different universes to try to find different Logans.
Oh yeah, even though it was a montage, it felt like it was a lot. It was
Yeah,
more interesting though too.
which the comic accurate size of Wolverine that one was hilarious.
Comic accurate size of Wolverine is fucking funny.
Because he's like, oh, look at you, you little cute little
That
guy.
part got me because I don't think a lot of people realize that comic accurate Wolverine is actually really short.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hugh Jackman is tall as hell.
He
Like
a big boy.
yeah, he's a big guy. So I'm like, nah, comic accurate Wolverine is just funny. Like you can't
Mm-hmm.
really hate him. He's just funny. Like I would definitely say overall, this is a fantastic movie that people really need to go and see.
Mm-hmm.
Get your ass to the theater and see this movie. Um,
Especially if you were a fan of the Fox Marvel movies,
oh yeah,
it's a cool
especially if
callback.
you're a fan of Marvel movies. I think this is the best movie. Scratch that. I think this is the best thing that Marvel's put out since since Infinity War.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how far I'm going.
For
Since
me, I go as far as Moon Knight because the only thing the two trying to think like the two shows that I put on the top of my list as my favorites are well three if you count the animated because it's Loki, What If, and Moon Knight.
What If was all right. Like I think it's because What If season 1 really started off kind of cool and then just felt like it kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah,
Um, like I didn't feel anything for it. Captain Carter, I was really on edge with, but they really hype her up as like she's the next big thing. And for that universe, I'm actually not mad. I know a lot of people were like, Captain Carter, but like I really don't care. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't all that mad at it. She's fine. It's not like she's not annoying.
yeah.
Like she kind of like she's just like because that was always the thing that gets me is like, she's a big bruising character, but I
She
wouldn't
she
say
she's basically the Captain America. You know, if Steve Rogers didn't become Steve Rogers.
right. So she and the thing is funny is even though she is different, she's different from Cap. She's still the same character.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely still feels the same in those regards because of the fact that she's I believe she's like just kind of this like she's still that same kind of quirky person. It's just Steve's now in a suit of armor and I'm like, y'all are just mad because she awakened something inside y'all. Like
Yeah.
that's why y'all are mad. Like you don't really care about fucking Captain Carter, the fact that she got the power over Steve. You got mad because Steve rizzed up like a muscle lady, and you're just mad because it wasn't you.
I just got it. Probably, yeah, yeah.
Like
I
that's
see that.
the funniest way I can put it. So it always makes me laugh when I see that. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like her,
Oh,
blah blah
I
blah.
almost got about one of the other things that made me laugh was in Deadpool and Wolverine was the fight scene in the van.
Oh my god, the fight scene in a Honda was 100% not needed, but I love it.
Yeah.
Like I never expect, and I thought about that too. It's actually something I thought about while I was watching the movie.
Huh.
It's like their clothes sometimes regenerates. Like it's a movie thing, but like sometimes when they stab or whatever it is, or they cut each other, their clothes don't
Oh,
rip.
I know. Yeah, like the clothes look like they got fixed. I
Yeah,
think one exception to that is Deadpool, yeah, because I might have noticed it in Deadpool, but Wolverine, I noticed it was either the front or the back of his suit still had like the stab mark where Deadpool stabbed him.
Oh, that's cool at least.
Because
Yeah,
now that you think about it, I don't think I saw any like scratch marks on Deadpool's thing.
no, you don't. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing that happened.
Yeah,
It's
I
not bad
got
at
you.
all.
It's just an interesting thing to point out. Like, oh, self-repairing clothes.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. You're just like, oh, okay, so their clothes can repair itself. That makes sense. But it's just kind of something that I noticed.
Yeah.
But it's definitely cool. I would still say that the movie is 100% worth your time. Please go and see this. Deadpool and the Wolverine is out in theaters for all to see. So
Mm-hmm.
please go watch this. But moving on to a different subject, one that probably caused a lot more ire, and one that the more I think about kind of pisses me off, and that is the Acolyte.
Ah, yes.
I've
The
been
famous
wanting to talk
acolyte.
about this with you because I think we have differing opinions on it. But
Yeah.
this movie or this TV show kind of it bothers me, and it's weird because I took so long to point out why. I didn't really
I,
understand why, but it just bothered the hell out of me.
I will say because after they showed the final episode when I was judging it as a whole, so as a whole for a show, I give it like 7. I think on my video it was like a 7.5, 8 if I'm being really generous. Um, what they did was they made it into like they kind of stretched out the episodes. And I think something like the Acolyte is something you gotta like. It's a kind of like binge watch show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's one of those like you'll have an episode, but then like it cuts it like the episode kind of like leaves you wondering, but then like leaves you wondering like the like why would they do this in this episode? And then like 2 episodes later, you're like, oh, that's why. I felt like they probably should have like released it all in one go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's like instead of like a weekly thing, it's mostly like a binge watch show.
Well, like you said, you just gave it a
It,
7.5,
yeah, it was like a 7.5.
which is really good for what you have. Um, I will be honest, I'm not nearly as generous. Um, I probably at the time I think I gave this like a 6, right?
Yeah.
Now when I have time to sit back and think about it more, I probably wouldn't give it a 6. I would probably give it like a 4. Um,
Damn.
like I had a lot of trouble with this show.
Okay.
And I think there's just so much like stuff about it. I'm trying to corral my language a little bit.
Yeah.
But a lot of like stuff that just bothered me. I think first and foremost, it starts with the main characters, right? And
Okay.
I wanted to talk about this with another guy, who Captain Goofy. I'm sure you've I don't know if you ever seen him or not, but he talked about this as well.
Sounds familiar.
Um, but him and I probably have differing opinions on it. I just do not care for this movie, for the show.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it starts with the main characters. The two, May and Osha, I don't care about. And I think partially it's the actress because I felt like I don't like usually saying like because I'm basically I'm not an actor myself. I don't know the
Yeah.
ins and outs of it. But like I see the guy who played Soul, right? And he put in a lot of heart, a lot of emotion into this
Yeah.
show. You know, um, and by far, I would say that he, puts a lot of heart and emphasis into the show. Absolutely love that, right? But you know
Yeah.
who didn't? May and Osha, the lady who played May
No.
and Osha. do not put nearly as much heart into this. And it kind of bothers me because it doesn't feel like they are like she's trying. I keep feeling complaining like two people, but another one.
No,
Um,
no, it was one because the way they did it, whenever they were in the same scene, it was they digitally added her face onto I think it was her stunt double.
okay, so and like that's part of the issue that I had was that I just I didn't buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't blame young OSHA because as a child, and I don't blame child actors. They're just doing what they're
yeah.
told. But I just don't buy OSHA or May's performance
I,
at all.
I
It
I
was like
will say the one thing, and we talked about it. I think it was the last podcast. Was one thing they did that they shouldn't have was they made the reveal for the twins way too early.
imagine at the end of it, right?
Yeah,
After the whole thing is that it's a whole thing of May and Osha are basically making Soul kind of go crazy over this what's going on kind of situation, only to
yeah,
find out at the very end that May is alive or Osha is alive, and you know Osha or May is the one that stops Soul, right?
yeah.
And Force chokes him right at the end, right? Um, like that would have been pretty cool. But instead,
I feel like what they should have did was like you said, May should have been the one to force choke him, and then to keep because like OSHA still cares about her sister. Um, I feel like I don't like. Hold on. Yeah, because like if we have May, the one that force chokes Soul, then like
mhm,
it would be like so that way OSHA would still want to protect her sister and be like, hey, I'll be your acolyte if just don't take my sister. She deserves a life better than this.
the mind wipe thing pissed me off.
Oh yeah, the
The
X
mind wipe
Machina.
thing was so stupid, and I think honestly, for anyone who'd wonder why, the simple reason is because the mind wipe thing feels like the most convenient thing right at the end.
Yeah,
Like if the mind wipe thing wasn't like, oh, I can wipe my, then why the fuck didn't you do that with May so long ago?
that's true.
If you could wipe minds early on and you knew that this girl was super conflicted, why not just wipe her mind right off the bat?
Hmm. I mean, the only thing I can think of is just probably benefit of the doubt.
Well, it's because they want the story to happen, but like because
That's true.
it's not like OSHA's like this powerful compared to, and I know I feel like they were trying to set up for a season two.
Yeah,
They're trying to hype up like, oh, the whole thing was vignettes, but there's so much random shit in there. Like I'm not gonna lie, because of it, it felt like the Sith guy felt useless. He didn't
which
feel
way? Oh, the stranger, the one with the
yeah,
helmet.
he didn't feel like he need like, and this is my opinion on it too. So if you
Yeah.
guys hate me in the comments, that's fine. Um,
See,
he didn't
because
feel like he needed to be there.
I feel like that the show definitely could have been like, especially because it was advertised as like a thriller murder mystery,
Right.
and what could have made that mystery so cool was like having the twin thing be like revealed like later on, like even in that flashback. So like in the beginning make it look like, oh shoot, she's living like a dual life, like she's like out here killing jedis, but like you know in the day she's working 9 to 5, and then when you get to the flashback episode you're like, wait a minute, she's got a sister. Why does her sister look like, oh, are they twins? And then the flashback episode ends with like the one twin dying. You're like, oh shoot, so the twin's dead, so that means she's got to kill him. And then
Well,
the
and
big
that's
reveal at the end is the twins alive.
right. And I think that would have been so much cooler because it really felt like they just it's like they didn't want OSHA to be the bad guy until the end, right?
Yeah,
Even though she killed Soul, which Soul could also the thing too, I think that bothered me is this whole story could simply be summed up in like the whole thing of like him just explaining to May. Like it was like, oh, I want to prove that the Virgins was real. Okay, so did you want to prove that the Virgins was real, or did you want to take care of these girls?
oh
Because
yeah, that was a thing too. Because in the flashback episodes, he wanted to get Ocean and May out of there, but now
right,
in the final episode, he's like, oh nah, see, but the virgins.
like it's like, so what did you want? Did you want to see that the Virgins was real, or did you want like, so that's the part that pissed me off a little bit, because they really try to make it seem like he's just this such a, like he's really mixed on the ending there. I
Yeah,
did not like that at all, which bothered me because I actually overall liked most of the rest of it.
yeah,
Or like some of the parts of it. But like that part was, I'm not gonna lie, that part was really stupid. And
yeah,
so when I look at Soul and I'm like, they wanted, they kind of hyped it up like, oh, the Jedi this time are the villains, which is kind of stupid because the Jedi's, there's a reason why the Jedi can be misguided, but they're not really villains. But it's trying to create this. It felt like the story was trying to create this world where there's no good people, right?
yeah.
Everyone's, there's no real good heroes or villains, blah blah blah. But and this just, I feel like this destroys Star Wars a little bit because it kind of defeats the fundamental purpose of Star Wars.
Oh
Star
yeah,
Wars
because
is
with
always
Star
the
Wars, it
battle of
was
good.
like good versus evil.
Yeah. So like when you try to flip it where like everyone, you don't know who's good or who's evil. Some people are evil, some people are good. Um it feels weird. Like, so I was just like, I am not really a fan of that. You know what I mean?
I don't
Um
know. Now it makes me want to like make a video idea for YouTube was uh how I would fix the acolyte, and it's a video of how to fix the acolyte and how to make it better. If that
well,
makes you know what I mean?
yeah, and that's why like I gave it, because the whole thing with Venestra, I
Definitely
didn't
give me
fucking
a
care.
video idea. I'm gonna
Uh,
write that down.
I didn't fucking care about Venestra at all. Like
Yeah,
Venestra was literally nothing. I think apparently she's a really good character in the book.
yeah, because like, and that's one thing they definitely should have focused on too was so because what's funny with, and I'm gonna combine it with Moon Knight. So much like how they did, like, because before the Moon Knight show, I didn't know about the Moon Knight character. I wasn't a big fan of it, but the way they portrayed him in the show, I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me look into the comics. And what they should have done was they should have like done stuff with the Acolyte that connects more to the High Republic comics, and that kind of draws you into reading it. Because I think
Right.
there was only like one part in I think it was like one part in the series that made me want to look into
Well,
the
and that's the
comic book
thing is like
series.
Venestra is supposed to be really good. I mean, granted, I think she was played by a terrible actress.
I didn't know who
Um,
played her.
it's apparently it's Leslie Headland's wife.
Huh,
Um,
I didn't even know that.
so yeah, so it just was not good. I don't think she did a good performance at all. I think I think she definitely dropped the ball on that.
Yeah.
Which always does bother me. Like I wish that she was more. Oh man, I don't know how to
You know who they should have got to play her? Either the person who did, because when I see the Venestra character, um, someone I think who probably could have played her better is the person who either did Nebula or the person who played Gamora.
yeah.
I feel like one of those actors, they
Well, and
definitely
that's the
probably could
thing
have
is
played her
like
better.
they also made her seem like an idiot.
Yeah. Wait, how so?
Okay, so the thing that got me about Zenestra was that she's supposed to hide all this shit, right?
Yeah.
And blame it on Soul, but you already have this dude who's already suspicious of you.
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
the Senate dude.
The
Yeah.
Senate dude was already suspicious of her and was like, "We need to control that what the Jedi are doing. We're gonna blame Soul for the rogue murderer or whatever of it," which never made sense to me because anyone who would be like, "Okay, so why did Soul do that?" And they don't really. I don't think they really explain it all that well.
Yeah, all
But
they did, because from what I remember in the final episode, it was just there was the way they explained why he did what he did was he was on Brendock, and I think there was like it was like something happened. Soul tried to do something, and then ended up killing the witches. He tried to cover it up, and then she basically was like, "Oh, since the other Jedi's were gonna come to light, he just
okay,
he just
also
snapped and wanted to silence them."
no BS. Um, this is so no bullshit, but Soul doing the whole thing where he stabbed what the fucking the witch mother.
The yeah, I just say mother for short.
The witch mother was
Yeah.
completely 100% justified.
Oh yeah, cause
I don't think anybody
in
realized.
in that moment, because when you look up in that moment, it was like just a fight or flight thing. Cause like the way you see it, he had his friend's Padawan, who was at this point he his emotions was taking control. Lightsaber ready. You had the other mother who was ready as well to defend her kids. And then meanwhile, he looks next to him. He sees this lady turn into this demon smoke at the same time disintegrating the kid who he thinks is Osha. And his first reaction is, "Oh shit, I need to save Osha, otherwise she can't come with me." Stabs her.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is like the whole thing that they tried to hype her up like, oh man, it was her fault or it was his fault because he should he have let them go? Yes. Do I blame him for fucking killing her for her just turning into a random smoke monster?
Yeah.
Nope.
And like after he did it, you can see the remorse on his face where he's like,
Oh, and then
"Oh
she's like,
shit,
I
I made
would
a
have let
mistake."
him go. I would have let her go with you.
And that was the
Bitch,
nail in
why'd
the
you turn
coffin
into a
too.
smoke monster? Like, why did you turn into a smoke monster?
I
Like,
think I think he was just trying to get her out of there because like oh, not he, but she was trying to get her out of there because like she came running out about a fire. She saw like her the other mother and the Jedi looked like they could go head to head, and she was like, "Hold on a minute, I don't want any fighting near my kid." Why she didn't just rush over and grab him, I don't know. This probably would have been in quotations a faster way. She
uh,
probably forgot she looked scary.
I
She
mean,
forgot
yeah,
how it looked.
probably.
Let me just turn into smoke. This should be good.
Right. Like,
I will say though the coolest thing though is her turning into the because the way they described it and it was like how did they describe it in interviews? It was like she was becoming one with the force without dying, or it was something along that line. But when I heard that, I was like, "Son of a bitch, that sounds familiar." And like a while back ago, I had a fan fiction with one of my Star Wars books I wrote, which is one of my characters has this unique ability that he can't he hasn't mastered and no other Jedi has mastered it called force phasing. And the way force phasing I had it worked was it's basically in a way you become one with the force, but it's not like one with the force like you do when you die. It basically makes your body intangible and you can go through people, you can go through objects, but it's one of those you have to be really trained in the force, and like even the slight miscalculation you could end up getting lost within the force.
hmm. I
But
mean, I
when
will say that does sound fucking cool.
yeah,
Like,
and when I heard it talk about it in the interview, I'm like, son of a bitch, is force phasing canon now?
and that's the thing that was so like bothersome to me about that ability that she has.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Is because like it's not because of the force phasing. That's just cool.
yeah,
It's the fact of like she use that like she tried to kill or like not kill, but she tried to use the whatever power it is, like her power to like phase out, right? And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, well, he's gonna use the power to phase away, which would have been really cool, you know?
yeah.
Um, but like she uses it to try to get rid of, or not get rid of, but to try to,
Get her daughter to safety.
yeah, get her daughter to
I
safety.
I think that whole scene it just shows like they were it was just everybody was thinking like not flight or flight, but like they just had like quick second decisions and like and I think Star Wars they talked about it. Well, I think someone in his live stream talked about well like if they took the time to just stop and be like wait, a lot of things could have played differently.
Oh yeah, that would have been most of the whole show would have been if they
Yeah,
would have just stopped for a second. And that's only my only issue I have is with the Acolyte 2 is I have do I enjoy the Acolyte? I had fun watching like parts of it.
there, yeah, there were like there were good episodes, but like there were some bad ones.
Yeah, I will definitely say that there was some real this was in terms of like like honestly, okay, so the beginning of it, the
Yeah.
beginning of the series, right? With Master and Dara dying always rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like
that one I kind of
some
didn't
of the
like.
writing does suck. The whole like attack me with all your strength line is cringy as fuck.
Yeah,
Like, um,
I
I
felt
think
like she didn't have to go with all the might. Could have just said like, not come at me, but like attack me.
come at me, bro.
Yeah, just like just outright attack me. She'll go Jedi's don't attack the unarmed, and then she'll just be like liar.
Oh yeah, that would have been a lot cooler.
Yeah,
Like she would have been like, "You're lying," you know what I mean? And
because that
so,
that
and
that was
then
the main purpose too of why she did it. Because she wanted to call out the Jedi for being a liar. We don't attack the unarmed. You came to my village. You attacked my mother, or one of you attacked my mother who was trying to save me.
right, they could have easily done something like that, but nope.
I
And
like that. One thing people complained about in the later episodes was when they showed it was the second flashback scene, and you see the Jedi's with all these equipment. And I think it was either in Star Wars theories videos or some or other people's videos where they were like, "Oh, they got metal detectors. They're searching for gold," and I was like, "No, did you not watch the episode? Like the machines are probably like something that's was scanning the earth for like I don't know. It's probably some kind of device that helps them scan like the how strong that area is in the force because they're looking for the virgins.
but I think that's the thing though. It just looked really dumb.
Yeah,
And having a machine that you use to scan for the force convergence looks kind of silly. You think it would have been something that they should be able to just naturally tap into. Also, it also led to the fact that Torben just wanted to go home. And I know some people are gonna say this is technically not right, but Torben just wanting to go home, and then the mother pretty much like fucking with his brain
yeah,
did not help. That does not place them in a good light. It actually makes the sisters look kind of dumb.
yeah. Because like, and the thing with Torben too is because a lot of people will be like, "Oh man, it's like he did what he did because he wanted to go home. He was homesick." And I was like, "Well, yeah, because he's been there for like
It's like over
months,
months.
and
Yeah,
because he's a Padawan, he's young, and he was there for like I think it was for weeks, maybe a month, and all they're doing is like picking up grass, checking out nature, and he wants to go out. He's a Padawan,
and his
Padawan.
own trauma, like his own trauma thing or whatever. I didn't think was that
Yeah,
interesting either, and that's what I said. May, um, like May and Osha. This is where it kind of leads again. May and Osha were just not as interesting. Because when May went to go do that stuff, like to go kill him,
yeah,
and I can't kill him because whatever the fuck it was.
The
But
the
then
force shield, because that's why she couldn't kill Torben.
right,
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like it's hard to say if this would have been a good show. Like I don't know what I could have done to make it good.
It's
I just
okay. I'll make a video about it.
do
I'll
it.
find a way to make the video where I could fix the acolyte. I can fix it. I'll even have Bob the Builder as a thumbnail. Can I fix it?
Well,
I think I
what you
can.
need to have is so you don't really that's the best way to say it. In order to truly, and I'll say truly fix it, you need to have Star Killer.
Well,
So
that
Star
could be
Killer,
hard because like when you think about Star Killer is because like when you go back to the games, like there was a lot of stuff he did, and like he was like really really powerful.
oh yeah. But you know how you could also make him less
Huh.
powerful is putting in Deadpool.
It's like, yeah,
Deadpool,
let's just throw Deadpool in Star Wars.
do it.
Oh, that's
Deadpool and
funny.
Star Wars.
You know what, Disney? You own them both. You got this.
Hashtag cool.
Just throw in Deadpool just to see how people are gonna react in the comments.
That would be a terrible idea.
Nah, what I'll do is I'll be like, oh yeah, guys, Master Yoda knew the whole time. Jedi dying, yeah, it was Master Yoda's idea to hide it.
Master Yoda's idea. Like
Mm-hmm.
Master Yoda's idea was to hide it the whole time, but you don't see is that Deadpool's in the back just whispering in Yoda's ear.
He's just like, hey, listen, man, you gotta hide it, man, so that way it adds up to episode 1. You don't want to break canon.
Yoda's like, who the fuck are you? Like,
what? Confused I am.
right, and just be like, no, it's fine, it's fine.
It's like, no, it's fine. We're like brothers. We work for the same company. Company you work for? Company I do not work for.
He's like, you, I don't.
Oh, that's funny.
No, I don't.
Captor's fool, I will.
That would be
Well,
so
can you
funny.
Master Yoda with a Glock? Captor's fool, I will.
Yoda don't play, bro.
Don't play, I do. Always backing, I am.
I would 100% watch a movie with Yoda with a. Imagine Yoda having the blasters.
You heard of 21 Jump Street? Welcome to 66 Jump Street.
Welcome to 66 Jump Street.
Yeah.
It just sounds funny.
Or like, it's Bad Boys, but instead of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, it's Yoda and Mace Windu.
Yoda and Windy.
Yes.
That's what they call it. Yo, Windy.
Yo, Windy. Nah, I feel like buddy cop stuff would be Anakin and Obi-Wan.
I feel
Yoda
like
and
buddy.
Mace would. Huh?
That would definitely be interesting for certain.
Yeah.
Mace and Yoda would be the funniest ones though.
Oh yeah.
Like it would just be one of those movies where like they're like, oh, they don't get along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's type of cop movie show I see them in. They both don't get along. One's a stickler for the rules, which is Yoda. Windu does whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And they must learn to work together.
They gotta learn to work together.
That's what it's gotta be. Yeah.
I'd watch it.
And then the buddy cop would be Anakin and Obi-Wan. So like Bad Boys, that's Anakin and Obi-Wan.
I'd love one where it's like the rejects. So it's like, let's say they're like a Padawan who failed, you know? Okay. So he gets another Padawan who also failed, and they're like, you know what? We can do this.
You know what? We both failed. Well, we'll just teach each other.
Oh my god! So they just teach each other like the worst forms.
Yes, two Padawans failed together by the same master. Now they must teach each other.
They'd be like, they'd be sitting there being like, so what's Form 5? There's a Form 5?
Form 5? I think
Like,
that's the one that does defense.
I think that's the one that does defense.
That's what the comments tell me. Oh my god, no!
That's what
Form
the
5 is
comments,
offense! That's Anakin!
like, isn't that Anakin? And they're like watching a ship flying, and he's like, yeah, I think that's Anakin. Like,
Oh,
oh,
wait
I
a
can't
sec.
read.
Is that Anakin? I think it's Anakin. Does fucking triple backflips. Oh, yep, that's Anakin.
Yeah, that's Anakin.
How to always tell if Anakin's driving, if there's some or flying, if there's some kind of fancy maneuvers.
Right? Like, I can't wait to be just like him.
Yeah.
And the guy's like trying his best and just can't get it right.
One of them's like, oh man, I want to be the chosen one, just like Anakin. You, there can
You
only.
can't. Like,
He's just like, sure, buddy, sure.
he's like, but I want to be the I can be the chosen one just like him. And they're like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm right here to support you, buddy.
Like, well, why can't I be the chosen one? Because your name's not Anakin. Well, why does Anakin get to be the chosen one?
Because
Because you chose him.
it's in the prophecy. It's in the prophecy.
It's part of the prophecy. What prophecy? Like, I feel like I missed a lot of this movie.
No way, it's just like, it's part of the prophecy. There's a prophecy? How far did you get in your training? There was training?
There's a prophecy? Yes, there's a
There's a
training.
what? How far did you get? Well, they brought me to the temple, and then that's about it.
They brought me into the temple, and then what? Yeah, that's a really
Some
good
kind of
question.
explosion, and then they said, get out.
They said there was an explosion. Like, they don't allow me back. What do you mean they don't
Like,
allow you back?
I'm lucky I'm in the janitor's closet. My room is a janitor's closet. They won't let me go anywhere further in the temple.
That'd be funny. They won't let me go any further than the temple.
Yeah,
won't
there's
let you.
like
What do you mean they
all I can do is the janitor's closet. I can't go further into the temple.
That'd be great. But alrighty, man. I appreciate you being on here, dude.
Hey, thank you for letting me be on here.
Oh yeah, of course. When are you doing your next voice acting thing?
That I don't know. The one I was originally working on, I couldn't get a lot of people, so I'm just gonna look through my comic book collection and see what I can find. I might do it with the Deadpool and Wolverine that came out. I might look to my Deadpool collection or X-Men collection, see what I can find.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I know one thing I gotta work on. I did the editing for it. I just gotta add the music, which is it's not even I have to be considered a fan film, but it's a short. It's like a not even a series, but it's like a short film or a short clip. I'm calling it a short film. It's a short fan film that that my buddy wanted to make for him because it's like his Ghost Rider and my Doctor Strange, and basically it's like Doctor Strange gets a premonition of danger, so he goes out in search of Ghost Rider for help.
Oh, cool.
I'm not gonna say what he sees in his prediction, but when I upload it to YouTube, you'll see who he sees.
All right, sounds good. That sounds like fun.
And it connects all the costumes and characters that me, Yang from Yin Yang Show, and my other friend had. It connects all the characters together.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
But I'll keep you posted if I have any more voiceover stuff.
Sounds good, my dude. Please do.
All right.
Alrighty, and I appreciate everybody else who are sitting there watching. Be sure to check out Way of the Locks TikTok channel.
What up? TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, I'm everywhere.
All of it.
Same name on everything.
Be sure to check out mine myself. And as
Yes.
always, I'm Taylor from Afro Fish OG, and I will catch you all in the next one.